Yo, welcome back. What episode we on? 19?
19, but it's 2023. I mean, we back, bringing in the new year. Everything you've been missing, we've been going for a little second, man. I had to take a little break, man. Get refreshed, you know what I'm saying? New Year's resolutions and all that, man. Cash, man. Who we got?
Shawn building, man. It is 2023.
2023.
And I'm not 23, but I feel it.
Big and better things, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man.
We got a special guest in the back, you know what I mean? You might hear some ad-libs or whatever, you know what I mean? What we getting to?
All right, let's start off with the first thing. So, what was it, like last week or so?
What is
the Bills game. Like
oh,
last
yeah,
week,
yeah, yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
There was Bills and Cincinnati
Monday,
game.
I believe, yeah.
And something took place on a young man. He had a heart attack. Went into cardiac arrest.
Yeah. Actually lost his heartbeat on the field.
17 minutes.
Yeah, they resuscitated him, thank goodness. DeMar Hamlin.
Yep. They said he was DOA when he arrived to the hospital too.
Yeah.
Dead on arrival.
Yeah, the game stopped actually. That was I think one of the first times where a serious injury stopped the game, because that was the first time we ever seen anything like that happen. You know what I mean?
Ever.
A player fighting for his life literally on the field. A lot of people thought they witnessed a death in real time. So positive thoughts.
What you think?
I didn't really think too much about it. To be honest with you, I mean, I think football is just one of them sports where that type of stuff just occurs. Football, boxing, you see people collapse a lot.
All the time, yeah, definitely.
And you never know their level of health. So I honestly just took it for what it was. I just thought it was a sports moment.
Definitely. At first, I was kind of confused when I saw the video. He popped up and then dropped down. I was like, oh. And I was thinking maybe like concussion.
Yeah.
We've been seeing that a lot. Like,
right, yeah.
Been getting concussed. So I was like, oh, this is crazy. But I mean,
like the Tua shit was scary to me too, because he literally didn't have no control of his body. Like,
and it's been more than once too. I don't think that man should be playing football anymore.
I don't think he should either. So it's, for me, like I'm saying, so that preceding that, it was just like a season of like, okay, football is like, these people are really, I mean,
almost want to like
playing with their livelihoods,
kind of stop and start getting some like medical help, make sure that everybody like. I feel like you should go across, like stop the season, go across and make sure everybody's good. Because like again, Tua gonna mess around and have one of those accidents the way he's been getting concussed every other game.
Yeah, so I did think it was interesting. Tua did get a lot of publicity, but he was able to walk off on his own. But I did think that this season, I didn't expect that game to stop, and I definitely didn't expect them to cancel it. I thought that was an interesting decision. That game would never be played.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I never expected that because I've never seen that before. Yeah. But I mean, I kind of understand why.
I definitely understand.
Yeah, I don't think any player at that point right there would have been able to continue that game. I feel like, and then I feel bad for who he tackled was T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Because hopefully he didn't blame himself for that, but you start taking a court and start thinking about like, damn, like did I cause that?
Yeah.
So I feel like nobody was in the right state of mind to continue. But the big thing was Skip Bayless had a few things to tweet about.
And before we get to that, he's recovered, not 100%, but he's talking, communicating, breathing on his own. So shout out to him and his family. He's fortunate for sure.
Yeah, man. Praise up for him. Continue to get better. But yeah, so let's see. Skip had a few tweets. I'll just read a few of them.
Caused a bit of an uproar. Shout out Skip Bayless, Shannon, Sharpe, you know what I mean?
Definitely. So let's see. Here you go. It says, not sure what happened to DeMar Hamlin. Players on both teams are shaking the ambulance out on the field. CPR administered. Can't remember play being stopped for this length of time. Just said a prayer for him and his family. He said, I've seen so many horrific injuries suffered on football fields, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football for these players. This was different. And then the big one was, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems irrelevant.
Right.
That had everybody in uproar.
Yeah, it was. In my personal opinion, I thought a lot of people was trying to make it about themselves. I thought they was asking for some attention to hop on the hate bandwagon.
Yeah, of course.
For Skip. Although I do understand as especially like the athletes, former athletes, why that would come off as like something like, come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
It sounds real tasteless at that point. Like
it sounds nasty.
Yeah. I feel like you didn't think it all the way through. I feel like I don't like the whole. What I've come to see, like a lot of people, they'll tweet something or say something really quick and then have to immediately double back, like, "Oh, I didn't mean it this way. I don't like that." It feels like you have time to think about what you're going to say. Especially like when you're tweeting it. I feel like that's something that you can sit here and think about and be like, how does this come off? Because you can sit,
I don't know about
you
that,
can sit
man.
on Twitter, you can type your tweets, you can look and be like, hey, how does this read before you post it?
No, sir, it don't work like that. A tweet is literally like when Twitter was invented, you remember Twitter, that shit said, what's on your mind, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
It's literally people speaking their mind in the moment.
Completely agree.
Whatever the context, whatever circumstance you're in, you're not thinking and reviewing how this is going to sound before. It don't matter who you are. I think people tweet what the fuck they want to tweet.
They do.
They tweet how they feel at the moment.
But then to double back, you have to.
But that's because the reaction, not because they really didn't mean what they said. That's what I've noticed.
Well, I mean, he did say that. He said he stand by his tweet.
Yeah, he's standing what the fuck he said. He said what he said. I'm not mad at Skip. I do understand the backlash, but I definitely think y'all are mad at who said it as opposed to what was said. Okay. If this was the most beloved person in the world, if this was Deion Sanders, knock it the fuck off, dog.
Oh yeah, everybody probably would have doubled up and be like, yeah, Deion, you right.
Knock it off. Like, but if this was a former football player, I think it would be hold much more weight than it was. Player that's been seriously injured, a player that's seen some serious injuries that he's in the heat of the moment. This football game kept going on. Okay. I think it was solely because Skip has a reputation where people especially athletes, do not like him in the way he speaks about them. Yeah, he's never played. He's never been part of that football, that fraternity, that brotherhood. So the shit you be saying is like, my brother, you will never understand.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You never understand how this is gonna come off. So
I completely agree. But really quick, what I want to play is because initially when it happened, the next day Shannon Sharpe wasn't on the show.
Who is a former football player, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest ever. So
tight ends ever.
He's part of that football fraternity for sure.
And so he came back, and the following day he had some things to say, and it got a little interesting. Yeah. Just play it real quick.
Paralyzed on the morning. There's been a lot of speculation on why I wasn't on air yesterday, and I won't get into speculation or conjecture or innuendo, but I will say this. Watching that game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood in the NFL, when injuries happen, when we know injuries are a part of the game, I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear, but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down, but I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down.
Yeah, time out, nigga. Fuck you talking about.
Okay. All right. Okay. No, you go.
Go ahead. Let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I'm not even get through a monologue without you interrupting.
Okay.
Well, you could have came back. Skip,
well, I thought,
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring out.
No, I was just going to say, Skip. I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
Okay. I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No. Clearly the bosses wanted you to offer explanation, so clearly
no, they did not have. Nobody.
Let's go, Jen.
That was interesting.
That's a rough exchange. Yeah, that's a rough exchange. Go ahead, man. What's your thoughts on it?
As we was kind of briefly speaking about it before we got on camera, I understood where he was coming from, definitely. Like you said,
who was he?
Shannon. I understand where he was coming from, definitely, because, like, again, he's a former football player.
Right.
He's witnessed injuries. He had been injured. He had seen people injured and
even
things like that.
Close to him,
like his brother.
Yeah.
So I definitely understood where he stood on that part.
Okay.
As we spoke, I'm not mad at him bringing up the tweets. I'm not mad at him because I feel him. I definitely understood it. You got to bring that shit up sometimes. You got to bring that shit up. The boss's part, like we said, the boss's part, but the tweet, I'm okay with you bringing that up because that's part of that was gonna have to be talked about at some point in time. He got the backlash, and you weren't there the next day. Cool, you have to bring up that point. So I'm not mad at him bringing that up, man. You got to, man, put your foot down, man, and stand on that shit, man.
Well, one, Shannon didn't even go to work the first day after that tweet. Exactly. I already thought that was like, damn, you kind of leave your mans on your own. But I also felt like that's not leaving your mans on your own. You're making a statement as like, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I took away.
I completely agree.
So then to come back and open the show and make it clear Because you really tried to soft press him. Like, I hope he need to take it down. I'm letting y'all know out there. I told him to take this damn tweet down.
I didn't like that
felt
tweet,
like it was really like he tried Skip's manhood as a partner, as a co-anchor, as a co-host on the show in front of millions of people just to make a statement to the community that he was specifically speaking to. I thought that was a little bit, it's a little bit overzealous, a little bit inappropriate if that's somebody that you're working with.
What if I don't fuck with you? Like, we work together, but I don't fuck with you.
And that's fair, but I think that needs to be made clear. Like, I really didn't like what you did. We talked about this behind closed doors. We disagree. We can move forward with it. But for you to be like, I hope he takes it down. Hold on, man. I ain't taking nothing down. Because now it's almost like if you in the kitchen washing dishes, your mom come in there and say, I hope he clean all of them good. Well, I ain't cleaning nothing now. You don't come in telling me what I need to do with my fucking dishes. No, I'm clean. No, you clean them.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Now you gotta double down on it. Like, all right, well, I thought about taking it down, but fuck you now.
So I understood why Skip interrupted him. So I do understand that you want to stand on what you stand on, and I'm actually glad he stood on what he stand on. Because when you apologize for something, which I think he actually did, it's an admittance that you actually did something wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then Shannon took it a little bit too far.
Saying about obviously the bosses.
He said we had to talk about this. I was under the impression, which clearly they discussed it prior to pre-production. Mm-hmm. I was under the impression that we weren't going to talk about this because nobody here had an issue with it.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking to the culture of the show and the network as a whole, and you speaking to who got pulled behind the scenes type shit. Shannon unexposed. He took the wool from the eyes and said, hold on, Skip. Your ass is on thin ice. They told your bum ass, take that shit down. They told you apologize. So don't front in front of the people. So
offer explanation right now.
I thought that was like one of them things. It's like, it's almost like, okay, you're in a relationship, your girl do something wrong that you really didn't like. You don't call her out in front of the entire group.
Yeah, like while y'all out at the dinner table. Like, remember when you did such and such? Like, yes. Hold on, nigga.
I don't care that she said something public. If you want this to work, you handle that outside of the public eye. Now, if you done with her...
Oh, yeah, nah, please, blow that bitch up. I told you I ain't like that shit. Fuck wrong with you?
Now you got to expose it to the public. So that's how I felt about it. I thought it was nasty on both ends. I think it would have spoke volumes if he defended Skip, but I also felt like Shannon would have lost a lot of support. And especially coming off the heels if they just said Skip been disrespecting the fuck out of Shannon, calling him out, hey, you jealous of Tom Brady, you ain't got shit on Tom Brady, you a bum.
Did you see that shit? Yo, that was extremely disrespectful.
I do think that was like, I really think it was just him showing like I'm fed up. I don't know how much longer I can do this type of shit.
Hey, I'm on this show to get paid, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where it was at.
Yeah, but I think a public unraveling of things is always the best content, but that's nasty.
No. Hey, man, yo, get them numbers up, dog.
That's the Joe Budden shit. You don't, come on, bro. You don't go on your podcast and start throwing, dog. He was a bum. He was hiding laundry detergent in his room. Like, come on, dog.
That shit is funny.
Now we got beef out.
Like, he had no choice.
Shannon?
I feel like Shannon had no choice. Like, what else could he have done? Like, you didn't show up. He had to do something.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, he had to say something like, oh, I don't like what went on or whatever to show his stance. Because if not, people would have been looking at him like, you know, you be on here disrespecting you so much you can't stand
you gonna go back.
Yeah, facts.
I agree. I also think the timing of that went into it too, because you're coming off the heels of being disrespecting everybody coming to your defense. So at this moment,
play middle ground or support him because that would have been worse.
I agree. But I also think, like, damn, if not showing up to work is such a crazy thing. You disagree with something, so you just don't show up to work. That's crazy to me.
I mean, it's half and half. Because, I mean, I feel like because he's so... If it was like Skip... Like, remember before first takeaway, if it was Skip and Stephen A., then I feel like Stephen A shows up to work because you're not a former player. And you know, maybe that it's not going to hit you the same. I feel like because Shannon was so close to football, he was the football player. And seeing something like that happen before, like with his brother, that kind of may have hit him a different way. And my co-host just said something kind of like, the fuck? I don't know how I'm going to address you when I first see you. So give me a day to hold off and like get my thoughts together before I address you. Because now imagine he comes to work the first day and he just off the rails on that show.
Yeah, right. He really gonna lose his job.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of feel like the ball's in his court. Like,
Yeah.
I had something that hit home, hit heart to me, whatever, so I can, I have the leisure to be like, I need a date.
Yeah.
Because if I come on here, I'm not gonna
Not gonna be the best version of
Yeah,
myself.
I'm not gonna be the best version, so I need a day or whatever.
Y'all gonna be yelling cut quick as hell. Hey, whoa, what the fuck? Stop that shit. So I mean, I
don't know. I think I agree. I do agree with y'all in the sense of like, yeah, I understood why he took the day off. I understood both sides.
Skip was disrespectful. I don't care.
I understood both sides, but I also think it was a nasty display of behind the scenes shit. I think that was a nasty display.
I mean, yeah, it definitely was. But yo, sometimes you gotta get the views.
Exactly. That was my thing.
Up him up,
because he definitely pump faked him, bro. I was under the impression y'all clearly talked. Y'all clearly.
No, he was like, yeah, bro, we ain't even gonna talk about that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Nigga,
yeah,
look what you said.
Exactly. That's why it almost made me want to side with Skip because I could tell, like, hold on,
his face was like,
hold on,
wait, sir, sir, this is not. Hey, wait, talking about.
And then like you didn't even sneak it in. You started the show with that bullshit. Like, hold on, I ain't taking nothing down.
Yo, Skip tweeted and I did not like it, and I want him to take it down. Hey. Well, I mean, still in the sports world, different sport. The UFC commissioner, owner, Dana White, was seen in the video with his wife.
Wife of 30 years.
Mm-hmm. And, they got into a little altercation.
They did.
They definitely did.
They did.
It's been... First of all, before I get to the other part, how do you feel when you see that altercation? What are your thoughts? Dad, did you see it? Okay. All right.
It did. So, yeah, it was...
I heard about it, though. I didn't see it. But I basically heard that she slapped him. They were arguing at a party on New Year's.
Correct.
She slapped him, and he slapped her back. So...
Yeah.
Okay, so we can start there. So yeah, Dana White, number one, he runs a very violent league. You know what I'm saying? He's no stranger to violence. So we can start there. I did think it was very interesting. I think at this point, people the level of divide is just growing stronger and stronger, and people are just looking for anything to grasp onto to push their agenda or whatever their beliefs are. So I think it's a super black and white thing. I think it's a super man and woman thing. I think it's a super gay and straight. I think everything is super divided now.
I agree.
What was it? We was just at a bookstore. They had a LGBTQ book section for teenagers. For teenagers, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to turn. I'm not turning into Labuzi right now.
Please, I'm gonna say you. I'm gonna just step out the video.
But I just think not everything. So the backlash was people saying it didn't get the coverage that because it just seemed like 2022 was the year of cancellation of like some of our most famous, beloved people, Kanye, fucking Kyrie, all these people just getting cooked on in the dirt. So Stephen A. specifically got backlash because they felt like he didn't give the same condemnation or speak with the same vigor as he was on some of these people that have done what many would consider much less damage in their personal lives than Dana White just did in public. So in my opinion, when I saw the video, because all the captions in the world was Dana White slaps his wife. That's not what the video showed. Hold on now, if y'all gonna capture some shit,
it's running the agenda. You have to run the agenda.
And that's the point.
Down. You gotta he did that.
That's the exact point I'm making.
They always gonna take the bigger man.
Exactly. That's the exact point I'm making.
We're not gonna tell you the whole story. We're just gonna make sure he hit her.
Don't capture it because I'm expecting to see some shit like, he just
that's what I expected to see. I thought he backhanded the shit out of her and she just dropped. I was gonna be like, that shit's crazy.
And it might even have some clips that's captioned like that, and they didn't even show like what happened before that. I'm sure it was that.
And then if you're a person who only reads captions and never take the time to just go and look, you see this, you're gonna be like, he's wilding. Why would he do that? Yeah. So you're only just gonna have your initial thought of he slapped her. That's just a bad precedent to set.
Was it. I thought it was some real agenda pushing going on, but when I saw the video, I'm like, okay. Motherfuckers got into a physical altercation. She slapped. First of all, she didn't give him no love tap. She slapped him. She really put hands and damn near tried to put a damn heel on him too. Hands and heels on him. So
they probably be in the house UFC shit too.
And this was in public. I don't know if people understand that your reaction in public and while you're drinking may not be the most reasonable reaction to have. So when you slap somebody, you do not know what their reaction is going to be.
You're correct. I agree. Because that slap in the house and that slap outside is two different.
It's completely two different things. Number one, you might be, I don't know what.
You probably wouldn't even do it.
Exactly. You probably wouldn't even slap me.
In the house, you probably wouldn't do it, but knowing that people around, like, oh,
Yeah.
people got my back.
Put a little battery in your back.
Like, you get that little courage to do stuff.
You could get that
He
battery.
was embarrassed too. It's probably like,
And that's the thing. It's a pride. It's an ego thing too.
He
Yeah.
came back with a double hit too. So
He had to double down.
He had to let her know who runs.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I'm him.
Like, okay, now that's when it. At first it was like boom, boom. Then it was like, okay, now y'all.
Nah, he had to double down.
She tried to like kick him and shit though, right? After that, what he tried to go?
I couldn't tell. It was from an angle. Well, from the angle I seen, it was
Okay.
like an angle like she done fell back and he looked like he, you know.
Yeah, boo bop it.
You know, with the Garfield.
I could tell if he tried to hit her or hold her back, like, but.
Yeah, I could tell either, but yeah.
It just didn't look good after the second hit. That's when it was like, okay, now this is, you know what you're doing now. The first one was like reaction. The second one was like, I don't know. Both of them are wrong though. Like, y'all shouldn't be hitting each other, period. And then,
especially not
why
outside.
are you hitting the UFC?
I mean, yo, he's the commissioner of, like, he started UFC, which is probably the most violent of them all.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what he does on his free time. I feel like that reaction could have.
The people shooting steroids.
Yeah, I mean, ain't no telling. I feel like his reaction could have been much worse.
His reaction could have been a
Much
lot
worse.
more. So in UFC terms, there's probably a lot of restraint shown on his.
Extreme
To be
restraint.
honest with you, because he probably could have hit one of these and made a tap
man,
out.
choked
Type
her out,
shit.
dog.
But yeah, I just
Put
thought
him in the figure four leg lock.
literally.
I definitely do feel like they should have a little bit more publicity because I have not seen it around. I feel like they should have highlighted a lot more like they do other people
For who do less.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And
I agree with that. Go ahead.
oh yeah, I'm about to say that Stephen A. Like when we listen to the video, you know that's his friend. So I mean, as we just talked about it, if you out and you do something, you want. I ain't even hear about it. What?
Dang.
Hey man.
We're gonna let the courts handle it. I'm gonna let my lawyers speak on behalf.
You gonna give him a talking to?
Oh no, in private. In private.
No, he talking about him.
In private, I ain't gonna talk to him on here. I ain't gonna talk to him in public. I'm like, yo, my man, good. You straight? Other than that, I'm been and I ain't in it.
So you would still continue to be his friend and everything on that he did around here?
No,
No,
based off
based off of that.
That's now you trying to throw it. You see?
I'm just trying to see.
Now you pushing the agenda.
Why you ask about stuff that didn't happen?
Yeah, you changing the goalposts now. You pushing it back.
I'm looking at you different now.
Nah, if you
I heard that, Deshaun my dog, whatever, and I know he be slapping his girlfriend. I don't know.
No.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. Would you be friends with a girl that be slapping her boyfriend? You probably got some.
Yeah, you know you do.
probably
Now
got
you
some.
probably do.
Then I don't know. I'm gonna talk to her like, why are you slapping that man?
No, that's not what I asked you. That's
No,
not what I
are you
asked
gonna be friends with
you.
her?
We didn't ask you what you
No,
talked
I'm
to.
definitely not being friends with this.
So why you talking to
Girl.
somebody that's not your friend?
No.
So why you see how
You see how you switch narrative, right?
See, exactly.
That's fucked up.
That's all I was
Nah,
talking
I'll
about.
probably still be like looking at her different because I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the type of energy around me, but I would be quick to not be a dude's friend than I would.
Nah, if he over here drop kicking you in the face, I'm like, whoa, yo,
You
gonna
gonna take a drop kick for you?
No, I'm just saying, like, if he's like,
Dang,
he dropping elbows and shit on you, like,
Okay.
but no, I'm just, like, if it's unprovoked and he's just like a woman beater, nah, we can't be cool.
Nah, I can't fuck.
Nah, I
with
can't
nobody.
fuck with
I
that.
don't fuck
I
with
actually might have to put hands on you.
So how many times does it take? Like, does it take one, or is it like, okay, this is the second girl I see you hit? Like,
I'm not.
Oh, you talking about we actually
Is there a
you
warning
talking about we actually seeing this go down?
you may see it, like they may in person. You may see her jacking, like you see him doing this all the time.
If I see it, definitely wouldn't be around me.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm thinking you
I
talking
might
about
have
we
to,
just
I might
heard
actually
about
have to
it.
fight you too, because
Yeah,
like that's
like-
no,
Okay,
that's
so what if the girl that he's with comes to you and she's like, you know your friend Deshaun or Zach, he been, hitting me. You need to talk to your friend. Like I'm feeling uncomfortable, whatever. Would you?
I would question her judgment. Why are you coming to me? I'm not your friend. Like I'm sure
Because
it's
that's your friend. What am I come to my friend for?
have somebody that if he's being on you.
She did it. So anyway,
I'm saying I would question her judgment.
So how would you? How would you?
Why are you coming to like go get a brother or your dad or somebody to handle this dude? He shouldn't be putting hands on you.
but that's how she coming to you. She may be want to know, like, can you help me with this?
What if she didn't have a brother and her dad not in her life?
I done moved down here to Georgia. I'm
Call the police on his ass. Real
Lock
talk.
his ass
Lock
up?
his ass up. Yeah.
But I mean, if you did happen to come, I will speak to them. Like, yo, what the fuck y'all got going on, bro? And then don't slap me.
Now she really
Yeah, now she really. Now I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm like, shit. You done came to him? I'm like, all right. I'm gonna just be out of it now.
Because he's not gonna be my friend, but I just think that is a sticky situation. But yeah, I definitely won't want to be. I don't want to be around nobody that puts hands on people for no reason.
For no reason at all. Like,
Yeah.
So I just think that's
or girls.
guys or girls. I just think it's a better way to handle things.
yeah, unless it's self-defense, then nah.
I mean,
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
not something
Yeah,
to have
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't like being around weird guys anyway.
Yeah.
People been having real rapey vibes too. I don't like
Yeah.
those people.
Take another shot. Drink some more.
Yeah, like come on, why are you pushing this?
Yeah, those are weirdos.
Like yeah, those weirdos.
That's just not good vibes to be around. Period. So
yeah.
But do y'all think that whole thing was like a white and black thing? That's why it's not being publicized much, or?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I definitely can. I can see that because I mean, even like the whole Brett Favre situation, that wasn't publicized enough. Like I feel like nobody really talked about that. That shit just went under the.
What happened?
Well, Brett Favre was stole money from what, like some charities?
From the welfare, Mississippi's
welfare
program.
so like $5 million.
Yeah, to give to his daughter's college volleyball program.
Yep.
And build a gym up and shit.
Build the gym up. So like I mean, some stuff like that you don't hear about. But immediately when Kyrie did something, it's all over. You get suspended for 8 games. You can't do this. Da da da. So yeah, public apologies.
But then again, I don't know if that's a white and black thing or is that like a power thing and who you know and who you're tied to type of thing as well too. Because I do think people on TV do what they do because they have a certain free reign to do. Like they're not gonna go on the network and call out the owner of the network for raping women. Your job is done.
Yeah.
Your job is cooked.
Immediately.
Or I'm not going to go and say, I know the owner's friend be out here doing some shit. Hold on.
What?
Your job is done type shit.
Agree.
So
You think he slid a little more because he's like the owner of DMT and everything?
Yeah.
he probably has a lot of pull.
He has a
probably
lot
has
of
some
pull
type of
connections.
networks.
Yeah, of course.
And it's probably, he might have some dirt on some people too.
Yeah.
What is Kyrie going to do to these folks?
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing about like the UFC, they make so much money for some of these big networks.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really say much to that.
UFC, I think they have the deal with ESPN, all that type of shit. So too, yeah, I think it's a matter of like a power play,
That makes sense.
the bottom line too. So
I agree.
yeah,
All right, my guy. You got a little more information about it. I didn't see it all, so
yeah.
talk to us about it.
It's still a developing story, but good news for the melanated people of California. I'm not sure if it's the entire state, if it's a certain region, whatever the case may be. We finally got to the R word we've been looking for years. I mean, for at least 200 years. Reparations, man. Reparations. They are finally moving forward with some type of legislation to provide residents of California, melanated residents of California. I don't know how they're going to determine the bloodline, or they're going to go out of census, or I'm sure it's going to have to be some type of application process. But they have come to an actual cash value of $223,000 per person. Now, it's a lot we need to dissect here. So one, does everybody even agree that reparations should come in cash?
Yes and no.
Okay, speak to both sides.
So like the yes part, because I mean, of course, I feel like you need to, with cash, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do with it.
Okay.
Instead of, like somebody just giving you something and like now you're designated to do X, Y, Z with this. So cash, you can kind of, hey, if I want to go blow it and be something, or I want to invest it, if I want to do anything I want to, I have the cash to do it.
Okay.
I say no sometimes with that part just for the simple fact of I feel like there's things that's more valuable than cash. I need land.
Okay.
Things that was taken from us. So I think that's the even bigger thing. If I have the land, I can make money if I have this land. I can do whatever I want when I have this land. So that cash value is very, like, you kind of spoke on it, but like the cash value is iffy. Like, how far is that really going to get me? How much can I do with that amount of cash, especially like if I'm living in California?
Right.
Now, if I'm broke and I get $222,000, that looks like $1 million to me, but that shit only gonna get me so far.
Right.
You can't really buy a home you can't buy a home full out Somebody gonna go buy a car, you out, you done. That's all your money. There's nothing to like show for it on the back end. So I feel like land would be a little bit more, would be better in my opinion.
Okay. You agree with cash value?
I feel like both. The same. I feel like the amount is very low. I feel that way just because if you think about where it's coming from, you know, they had a head start. We didn't have anything at that time, so it's just like the amount is that's not you can't put a price on certain things like that. But I feel like it helps in any way.
I was just talking about, do you agree with it being cash?
Oh. Yeah, no.
All right, so speak to the yes and the why. Yes.
I just said yeah because I feel like it helps in a certain way, but then at the same time, I feel like it doesn't because of basically what Shawn says. Like you could get it in other ways, and it's a lot of stuff that you've been through. So it's like I don't know. I feel like it's other things that could be exchanged. I would have to think on it. Basically, I don't really know.
What's your stance?
I think, to be honest with you, I think if we're looking at the history of what we have done with lump sums of money as a melanated community, it would definitely have me a little bit uneasy giving this amount of money to.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our favorite movies of all time, Next Friday, they won the lottery.
Yeah.
Paid off a house and didn't really have much to show for it. After that, they had a car. They were still working at a fucking radio shop. I mean, yeah, CD shop. So I think we got so many examples. Like even Americans, period, damn melanated. I believe it's statistics show that people that win the lottery often end up worse than they were before they won the lottery. I mean, you got to know what to do with the money. When we get tax refunds, it's not like we run into investor or do anything that's going to help us in the long run with it. We running to satisfy these quick desires. So when we talk about cash, I think that's something that it may be it's like a Drake song. It may be quick, easily satisfied, like McDonald's, quick satisfaction. But in the long run, you're going to have to pay for that McDonald's later on because it's going to affect your body a certain way.
Okay.
So I think we need to be mindful, and I'm glad the legislation hasn't gone out yet, and I'm glad we even in these talks. But I do agree. I think we should have a way to fund our own community, like our own economy. Like we got trillions of spending power. You know what I mean? We need to find a way to where that stays into the community, land, resources. If we can open businesses and not have to pay taxes on a lot of different things can go into, you know what I mean? Even to the point of like you get this many business loans or grants that you don't have to pay back. A lot of things that can go into it. We just we open our own schools and it gets paid for. Okay. Like paying for children up private, whatever the case may be. It's a lot of things that goes into it before you just talk about straight up cash with people that have not shown the greatest history of managing it type shit. So, but I do, it's a crazy that it's even gotten this far. I do know, I believe certain towns and shit have like paid out reparations and shit.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. California specifically, I mean, like I said, this is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. So
yeah, I
don't know what they're going to do with that, or if they're able to move out once they get the money. What's going to be the stipulations with that?
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like especially like getting cash, you'll mess around and go into more debt.
Exactly.
You know, you buy, you go out here and be like, oh, I got $222,000 to put on $1 million house.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't afford that $1 million house.
Defaulting on the payments, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and like that example of next Friday, that letter they got was they about to get evicted.
Exactly.
Because they didn't pay the entire thing. So it's like, you know, with shit like that, you know, you kind of, I feel like, and I agree with you, I feel like there's more, like, there's so much more that you can give just straight cash to continue that money coming in. You know, that's a huge thing where there's not a lot of streams of income for people. So I feel like, you know, when you give them other things that can allow them to continue a stream of income for their children down the line, their children's children, where that is going to be generational wealth, where I can we will never be broke at that point, where I don't have to ask for $223,000.
Yeah.
And that's what
exactly. Yeah.
Basically, like they had a head start. They already started with land and things and a name to pass on and this to pass on. It's like you starting with $223,000. This is the most money you ever had. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
And if you don't have nothing, that $223,000 is not gonna go far. Like, you know,
Yeah.
think about now, if I'm living check to check and I'm barely making it, what do you think is gonna happen immediately first time I get it? Oh,
Spend everything.
it's gone. So
I mean, shit, we could just look at how rappers act when they get advances, or athletes get. These motherfuckers be broke within 5 years after retirement. Like it's, we talking about way more than 223,000, and we talking about years of spending millions. So you should have some type of knowledge of this. It don't work out that way. I honestly think it could be looked at as a slap in the face in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because if you're willing to give us that lets us know it's not as valuable as other things that you could be giving us.
correct. I agree with that part too. I definitely agree with that.
So,
It's like we know what they're gonna do anyway. It's gonna come back to us.
Exactly, they're gonna give it right back to us. Everybody in this fucking facility getting a raise. You getting a bonus. Your bonus is 70% now. You getting commission, all this shit, because they're gonna come. We seen this shit on Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Them reparations came in. Everybody got Escalades on them donkeys, man. Them 22s, man. Around buying babies cash for shit, man. It's ridiculous. So
Yeah, I think it's gonna come with some type of stipulation as far as you have to be employed, you have to pay your taxes.
100%. Yeah.
I think the fact that like
Certain age.
I feel like even the fact that they're like you said they're willing to give that money, they're gonna be able to put any stipulation in the world on it just so they can know that it's gonna come back. So it's gonna be taxed. So like it says 223, but you know your check also your gross says this, and then your net payment is this. So I mean you're not gonna see all of that, and then you're gonna have to. I feel like there's gonna be something where you're gonna have to give X amount to do this or some shit like that. So I mean I feel like once they actually. I mean, of course, we would need more information that will actually once it starts, the process picks up. But I feel like there should be somebody in those talks with those people, like, hey, this might be okay, but let's go a different route of how we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's the my favorite part about the whole talk is that it's gonna be forced to put a mirror up, because I feel like if there's a whole entire community that's going to be against them getting cash, it's going to be a whole lot of angry people like, what the fuck? Why are you trying to stop us from getting money? And they're going to have all these valid reasons. And they'll be like, man, fuck that. We waited all these years. I want my damn check. I think it's going to be, it's going to really show what our community has really become based off, I mean, all these environmental reasons, these structural reasons, all the ways we've been miseducated to think about certain things. So
Definitely a slap in the face. Is definitely like, well, we just pay them off. They'll be all right.
Well, I mean, it's gonna show what we value at that point.
Yeah.
and on that, we already see when everybody gets money, that shit go down. It don't. We can't buy nothing with the money we get.
Bro.
Them fucking stimulus checks, everything's expensive now. Have y'all
Hold on,
seen
but
rent
you-
prices? Like it's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, we all seen what they did with those stimulus checks. People still couldn't. People was not paying their rent.
Episode
People,
on freaking P Valley when they was like, I want to come to the strip club,
Mhm.
spend my
Stimmy,
I wanna do all this stuff that wasn't basically
And this,
what you
yeah.
should be doing
like,
with the stimulus.
I remember seeing like tweets where people were like, "Yo, you still need tires for your car. You still your bills are still not being paid, but you spent the stimulus check gone." So like you see what you see like what people value and what they actually decide to put, because you can think about this on the latter end of like if you get 223 and be like, you know what, hey, let me invest more than half of this to try to continue something rather than just spending the money. So I mean, there's like multiple ways you can think about it, but I feel like the money, to me, the money just I don't like
Y'all
the
don't
money.
think that our day and age we're more educated on those things? Like our parents were not as educated on like things with technology, how you can make so much money just being on a computer or just investing and doing all those things. You don't think we have a little more education on that, so we would handle that money a lot more better than what you guys are saying?
I think education has also been conflated to kind of outweigh your actual behavior. So I think it's people in higher up positions that aren't the most educated, but they were strategic. So that's why I think we might be getting all this education investment, but our strategy is not working. It's like when you watch all these YouTube videos, this how you supposed to eat, this how you supposed to work out. You start doing this shit and putting it, and it's not working like they said it was going to work, because your strategy is not designed for what is your plan, what are you exactly trying to do, type shit. So I think we getting educated about finance and investment, but that doesn't outweigh your desire to have certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can know something but not do nothing with it.
That's what I'm about to say. You gotta have the education all in the world, but if you don't put it into play, there's no point. You know, like if take for example, if you know the mechanics of playing football and actually how to throw a football, but you're not comfortable doing it that way, it's like I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna throw it how I do it.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it's kind of about what you decide to actually do with it, and actually if you're gonna say, all right, I learned to do X, Y, Z, and it goes X, Y, Z. Am I going to put that into play? Here's X, here's Y. And are you willing? And then, you know, a lot of us now are more for instant gratification. Shit don't ever happen instantly.
You don't feel
So
good.
we instantly have the money. So you're just saying you don't think that we have the willpower because we want more than we actually want to. We want for the now and not for the long term.
Instant gratification. If I have $223,000, right, and I sit here and say, hey, if I invested here and do everything I need to do within the next 5 years, I would have doubled and tripled that money. But right now, I'm gonna have to hold back and wait those 5 years. They're like, people gonna be like, damn, I don't want to wait 5 years when I can go buy this now, I can buy that now, and I'm good. Let me go buy this car, let me buy this chain. But it's like, whoa, hold on, you can buy all of that you want 5 years down the line when you already have income coming in still from that original $223,000.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of examples of it all the time. Like you said, we got rappers, we got all these athletes that have seen all these people fail in positions before them. They do the same exact thing. So the way I see it, I'm a person getting $223,000. I'm gonna pay off certain things, and I'm gonna make my lifestyle fit like somebody that should be making $1 million a year. I'm gonna invest $15,000 of this just to say I invested. I'm gonna save $10,000 of this just to say I invested. But I also am gonna put $10,000 on $100,000 shit and finance that. And now my savings investments are not going to outweigh what I have to pay in the next year or so. So that money is going to eat up into itself. So I can say I'm educated, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I got a head start to beat the investment that I was going to make 5 years if I started with $10,000. I got $23,000 right now. That was the end goal for me. I wanted $200K. So why not spend it the way I planned to spend it on in 5 years? I could spend that by that right now, type shit. So that's what I think a lot of people are going to do. Their kids gonna be fresh as hell in school.
Oh my gosh, Gucci this,
their
Louis
kids
that,
gonna be fresh as hell in school.
This. Yeah.
Have you ever seen what people consider a spoiled child? They just talk about video games, snacks, and the way they dress. They don't talk about nothing in their future.
Correct.
Nothing a spoiled child. How do you consider somebody spoiled by just what's on the exterior of their body?
That's what everybody does.
That's my point. We judge wolf. We judge wolf by what you look
by
like.
what you look like. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, by what you look like. That's the kind of point I'm making.
Like when you look at like.
The spoil is more so the way that you act and the things that you do and what they feel like you're going to come out as being selfish or not being willing to do anything. That's not.
But they judge it too.
Never considered a good thing.
No, but I'm saying spoiled in the sense like my child gets everything they want. What I mean by that is like everything your child will want is going to be where they don't have to do nothing in the future. Yeah. That should be what spoiled means. But I'm saying the way we act like we spoil kids is just giving them everything they want at the moment. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if you really want to spoil your child, make sure they never got to put in a job application for the rest of their fucking life. Yeah. Make sure if they want to go to school, they ain't got to pay. They ain't got to take out no loans. They ain't got to pay no tuition. Nothing. It's already taken care of. That's what a real spoiled child is.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. Like just the way we think about money itself was spoiled. Wealth, all that shit is already backwards.
I mean, think about even like as adults right now. Say like when we go outside and you see, put it in play. What people would say is basic. They look at, oh, y'all dress basic, and you see somebody over here, he got on this belt. Oh, he got on those shoes. This. Oh, he driving this car.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you automatically assume that he's doing well off, and really, this man might be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in debt and can't afford anything, and us over here are $50,000 up. But you put on that your initial assumption is like, oh, you look like this and you like that. That's money.
Exactly.
So
that shit starts from a child. Like you hear a lot of these people. I was struggling, but my mom always made sure we had the new clothes on. We always had the new shoes on to make sure we never felt like less than. It's like, look where you place your values on. You don't even want to go to school because you're scared somebody gonna talk about you because your shoes aren't dirty, the newest shoe in the world.
Facts.
Like who told you should care about that type of stuff?
But some stuff you just don't want your child to deal with too, because then you have to deal with that as a parent because you look at your shortcomings the stuff that you done did.
And that's my point. It's a cycle.
Your child. And you're like,
it's a cycle.
Like, I don't want my child to feel like how I feel right now. I really give them the good things so they can go to school and just get the education. They don't have to worry about, dang, I got holes in my pants flooding, too tight, whatever. Because that's just embarrassing. Then it just looks at you. Look at yourself.
Well, that's embarrassing to people who's taught to believe that your appearance means more than what you're putting into your mind.
Yeah, it's taught to believe that, but at the same time, it's one of those things that becomes pressure. It just takes your mind away from everything else. It's not something that you want to think about, but it's always talked about. People always looking at you funny. Kids are so judgmental. They don't think about, oh, do his parents may be going through something.
It's society. I mean, unfortunately, I definitely understand.
I'm saying more so from a kid perspective.
No, I agree, but I don't think that's all kids. That's what I'm saying. I think that's specific areas of kids.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
If you go to a private school, we all dress the fucking same.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's a very structural thing. It's a very community-based thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We still found a way to talk about
Yeah, definitely.
Shit, we grew up watching Fresh Prince. All them kids looked the same. They wasn't worried about what you was looking at or what you was looking like when you went to school.
Yeah.
They didn't care about that shit. I think that's, like you said, is you grew up, you felt less than when you went to school. Now you want to make sure your child doesn't feel like, so you put all this shit. You don't want to make that sacrifice for them to really get what's going to be deserved early on. You want to go ahead. You got the money to buy these Jordans. You want them to feel good. And this starts a mindset that just follows you for the rest of your life. Because you didn't want to break the cycle.
That, and then you think about where you grew up in, like where we grew up in. It was so many different classes. You had people who had money that lived in where we lived, and they still, they dress good, they dress nice or whatever. But then you had people who really didn't have that good living in certain areas. That was like they're trying. Oh, they wearing hand-me-down clothes, or they doing things so you can tell they're trying to fit in. So it's just all that stuff just kind of.
I think it's all about value and where you decide to place your value in and what really matters to you in life. And I feel like unfortunately this money is gonna just show where you place your values at, which is why I feel like, and I feel even so, with certain things I kind of understand like just to give the money, because if you mess around, let's say like I give you 40 acres of land, now what am I gonna see you doing with it? Then I feel like that's what they're thinking. Like,
kind of the point too.
Like what am I going to see?
You don't understand the value of that 40 acres. You see the value of that 200K. You don't see the value of that 40 acres. You don't know that everywhere you go, you're gonna see a plaza that's saying for lease. They're not selling this fucking plaza
at all.
You can come to the owners. You can pay us $10,000 a month, and you can use this place, use this land.
But again,
you know how much? But we just seen what's our favorite wing, J.R. Crookers. They booted them motherfuckers the fuck out that restaurant, and they got this, and they own this whole plaza. It's a certain demographic. I don't want to get offensive. They own that whole shit. That's money.
Yeah.
That's money. That's what I'm saying. It's a difference.
Again, it's
on a whole block.
Literally everywhere you turn.
Yes. We talking about money for real. When you get somebody that land, build a structure on, at least that shit out.
That's instant gratification.
When you say about the demographic, whatever, black people, we not gonna come together and make a community and have a whole block just for even if we like clubs or liquor stores or whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
But you should all build that up together and say, hey, this is.
We're not gonna do all that together. We're gonna take our money and what's mine is mine. I'm not putting that into you or putting that into my kids or whatever. It's like I'm doing what I want to do now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not as regular as I would like to be. But do shout out, my mom just sent me this. Actually, I sent this on tour. So like, right in College Park 2 is a small little tiny home community, black owned. It's like maybe 30, 40 houses, and it's just all of black people, all for black housing. So, yeah, deadass.
That's dope.
She actually told me to look into it to see if you want to live there. But yeah, it's nice little community. It's in College Park, and they built another one in Union City.
Oh, I gotta check that shit out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to y'all. So shout out. I'll show you the floor plans and all that shit. But yeah, it's got requirements, all that shit. But it's just an example of like what you could be done when you have the land and you have the wherewithal. And you got a vision. You have a vision and a plan for this shit.
And I think also that to your point, I feel like when you come together and you can always, I feel like you can do much more. So like, because everybody's mind, like especially like if you get around the right people, everybody thinks differently. But then you can all put those plans into action. Like, hey, I do this well, you do this well. That's how do
Just
we
delegate
do this?
this.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man. Niggas ain't never move. Ain't nobody moving that couch by themselves. You need somebody
you need
else.
somebody.
You feel me?
Try to pick up that
Let's
couch
come
if you want
together,
to.
man. Real talk, man. We're gonna see what happens with these reparations, though. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm also a little nervous to see. What
Yeah, I'm
happens.
extremely nervous, but I mean, you
We're
know,
gonna see.
we hope for the best.
Cool. So what's the headline with one of our favorite actresses,
Favorite actress,
Hollywood
oh
wives,
my gosh, you
a
know,
legend in the game for sure.
for Bring It On, because
Don't do. She got way more than that. Don't
she
don't
do.
disrespect.
Bring It On was my. I like Bring It On.
I like being Mary Jane.
Yeah,
I like loving basketball.
oh, that was cool. Yeah.
What else she got? What else she got?
Deliver Us from
Seems
Evil.
like a man.
Was it Deliver Us from Evil or something like that?
Deliver. I never actually seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen
Deliver Us
45
from
minutes of
Evil.
that. But yeah,
She
Gabrielle.
like Gabrielle, one of the most beautiful, women ever.
Bad boys too.
Yep.
Do you think
She
that
was,
was?
yeah, she was.
Yeah,
She
when
was.
she was Will Smith's like
Yeah, that was-
and what's
That's
her
Martin
name?
Lawrence's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was poo in there, but fucking horrible.
She's a good actress.
I think she's terrible.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not a fan of her acting skills at all.
She does what she does. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, Gabrielle Union, you know, she was once married before D Wade,
Okay, yeah.
and she, you know, pretty much kind of related to that. You know, she felt like it was okay to cheat because she paid all of the bills.
What was did it have the exact line?
Let me see if I can pull it up. That is,
Think
first
she
of all, I
said-
think that's funny.
I think she said she felt entitled to infidelity because she paid all the bills.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, hold on, before you speak. I need your comment.
Wait, I'm listening to what y'all have to say.
No, I want to hear this.
I want y'all opinion first.
All right.
I thought it was beautiful. I honestly thought it was beautiful. I thought it was a breathtaking sentiment and something that the world needed to be introduced to.
Okay.
This is when the tables turn. This is when the shoe is on the other foot. This is when the rabbit got the damn gun. I love it, Gabrielle. I hope she keeps speaking because she has been the most disrespectful, outspoken partner in U.S. history. She don't
Ever.
give a fuck.
She don't give a fuck
She
what she
speaks
saying.
with
I mean,
no regard. It's funny because her and Boozy be going back and forth. She is the female Boozy. She don't give a fuck about what nobody thinks about her comments.
I agree.
I love it, Gabrielle. She said, I paid the bills. I felt entitled to do what the fuck I want to do. I got the power. I run the household. Don't tell me nothing about no cheating. Don't tell me nothing about no cheating. That's what she said. That's what she said. Now, I didn't have any immediate thoughts on it other than I loved it. I love the honesty. I love the transparency. Remind me of Jada Pinkett. When y'all get in that bag, when y'all married but y'all don't give a damn about, you know what I'm saying, Will, these soft ass punks on y'all left and right. Whoo! You know they ain't gonna do nothing when you get home. You know they ain't gonna do nothing when she bring August back home. Whoo! I love it. I want to know what the ladies saying. I want to know what the men feeling about that. I heard a lot of people talk about this concept for years. We heard our old great grandma say, he was a good man, he was taking care of me as long as he came back home to me every night. You was going to the funeral seeing 4-5 of them teens. You know what I mean? You was going to the funeral seeing 4-5 of them teens. Whole families on the other side of town and all that. I want to know what happens when you go in to great grandma. She got 3-4 of them boys. With them big ass brim hats. Toothpicks and carrying on. Yeah. I want to hear. I want to hear more. I love it. Shout out, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You hear me? He tried to warn you. He tried to warn you ladies about this.
Real quick, do you feel like it would have got the same, like, because it was a woman doing it to a man and she was paying on the bills, do you feel like it's going to, if a man came out and be like, yo, like if he says it out loud, because I mean.
They've been saying that. I don't know what you mean. If they've been saying that.
I don't even know why Gabrielle even is talking. Like, who asked her about this? That's really what I want to know. How did it even come up? Because you got a whole husband and a whole family now. What does it even matter what she was doing in your old marriage or what he had going on? And you dissing this man or whatever. Like, I don't even know why I was talking about that. And I felt like she probably was kind of like, I'm making all this money, I'm doing all these good things, and my man falling to the wayside. He probably wasn't taking care of what he needed to take care of, or whatever they established at the beginning. It just wasn't it. It wasn't it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So
Oh,
she
fucking hate that scene.
she said, "I'm just gonna step out." I mean, I feel like she was entitled to do what she wanted to do. I mean, I don't feel like it was wrong, but I guess displaying it sounds kind of bad. And you always look at the man as being a provider. So it's like, if I look at you, I look at it two different ways. I would say that. If I look at you and I know that you are not that type of man to take care of everything, I know I'm always going to be a provider, and I choose to still marry you and be with you, knowing that you are not that person, and I still cheat on you, then it's shame on me, because I knew what kind of person he was, and I still cheated on you, and I still was like, well, I don't care, he ain't gonna do nothing anyway, whatever. But if you display like, I'm taking care of home, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm doing that, or in roles reverse, I start making more money, I'm trying to go to another level, and you starting to fall to the wayside, you getting mad at me because I'm buying this, doing this, getting bigger houses for us and all this stuff, and I started cheating. I'm sorry, sir, like, we gotta end this then, like, she should have ended it, but...
I'm finna say hookers, because you just contradicted yourself to close the statement. You just contradicted yourself to close the statement.
I'm expecting you and you're still like, I'm trying to get there, I'm getting there, I'm doing this, I'm supposed to be the one paying the bills, but you're not. You're appreciating me doing all this stuff, I'm trying to stick beside you, but it's just not working, so yeah, I'm gonna cheat.
Alright, so you just contradicted everything you
I
said
just
by
said
saying... No, what I'm saying is you just said once the roles reversed and she got to the point where she felt like she had the right to cheat, it should have been ended. That's what
it should have been ended, but her
okay, cool.
Her still trying to stick beside him for her second.
That's not stick beside. Cheat is not trying to stick beside. Oh, we can. If we want to go with that logic, we damn sure can go.
Oh my gosh.
Would you? So, because I hear a lot of people say that if you're gonna cheat on somebody, why not just leave them? I'm glad she introduced me to a new concept. Cheating means you don't want to leave. You want to help this work out, but you just need a little something to get your mind right to bring her back on to the foundation.
No.
Did she not just introduce that idea?
I didn't introduce none of that, and I did not say that. So don't put no words in my mouth.
I'm just saying you introduced the logic. You just told me she didn't want to leave him. She just had to get a little something on the side because she felt like the roles had reversed.
I did not say that.
Okay. Did you hear that?
You did not hear that.
I'm asking.
No,
I love this here.
Answer the
continue. Y'all continue.
Answer the question, man.
What is your opinion about it?
My opinion? I ain't mad at what she said. I completely agree, man. Yo, son was over here being a fucking turd and not doing what he needed to do as a man. And hey, sometimes something was going wrong, and like he said, she just needed something to just kind of because to me that's what happens. I mean, unfortunately, that's what happens when cheating. It's like something is going wrong, but I do want it to work out. Yeah. But let me go get this that is going right.
You heard what Donnell Jones told him.
And then it could have been an aspect of like I've grown. Like I may have started out when I was doing Bring It On, and I ain't had that much money. But I still was paying stuff, and we was somewhat on the same level. But now I'm getting movie deals by myself. I'm in movies with bigger people. I'm making more money. And now we're not even on the same mindset.
That has
now
no bearing, though.
Listen, now I'm not even looking at you the same. So I think I am probably going to stepping out because I'm still paying for all the stuff you're not.
Hold on. When did still come in? Because you just changed it. Because you just said he was the provider, and then you started getting more money.
No,
you get more money
say,
doesn't mean you start paying.
I was on a different level at that time. I didn't
say so he was paying the bills.
I didn't say he was paying the bills. I said we was on a different mindset. So I still would have been paying the bills.
Okay, so if
he still could have been that same person, and I'm still taking care of all these things.
Okay, cool. So I want to ask you a question. So if you was always paying the bills, that mean why get married to somebody if you felt like you was always gonna be paying the bills? That mean you always felt like you could have cheated from the get go.
I said mindset. Even
I know
though I'm paying the bills and stuff like that, I'm on a different mindset. So I'm paying the bills, but I'm thinking like, oh, this may be a temporary thing. This may not always be the case. But end up getting married, the longer I see how things are going, I'm getting more money, and I see that you not matching up to what I'm doing. So now my mindset has changed. Now I'm just like, I don't even know if I'm going to be in this no more. And Shawty on set giving me a little more attention.
I have a question for you.
Let
me ask you this, hypothetical question, right? Say y'all get married, right? And he's paying all the bills. like everything, right? Do you feel like he should be entitled to just like kind of cheat?
No, because he knew what he signed up for.
Cool.
Like I said,
Cool. You already answered though. No, I
want to make sure I'm clear on what my answer
we understand what you're saying. He just asked the question. We wasn't saying you
I
misunderstood it. He was just asking the
I'm
question.
just wondering.
We're saying based on her logic that infidelity was based off her paying all the bills. Mm-hmm. Meaning she cheated, but she felt like she could because she paid all the bills. Which is what led you to that question, right?
Yeah.
If the person paying all the bills, does that mean they have the right to cheat?
And I said no. And I feel like...
Right, okay.
I feel like a lot of it is not just based off paying all the bills. It's a highlight, and that's the headline of whatever the storyline or story is. But it's deeper than that. It's like...
We're not disagreeing. We just want to know that specific part
of
it.
This the baseline.
We don't need no hypotheticals.
It's just like something so small, like, okay, well, shoot, I'm paying all the bills anyway. He getting on my nerves. Like, I'm gonna go out and cheat.
That's what we're talking. That's the only thing we're talking about. We're just talking about their foundation. So like, if nothing hypothetical outside of that.
Yeah,
just
straight up.
Bills,
I pay bills.
Pay the bills.
I have entitlement to cheat. No, she does not have any room to cheat on anyone. Okay. She should have not done that. She should have ended the marriage.
So
if she knew that was gonna be a problem.
So if y'all get married and you paying all the bills,
I'm leaving. No, I'm just
all right, fair. Hey, all right.
Nah, I mean,
hey,
that's
what.
Working Nah, I'm just playing. No, for real. Like I said, it would be deeper than that. Like, if I was at a position where I'm like, okay, I'm making enough money to retire my husband or whatever, then I would do that. Because I actually love my husband. I don't like him for his money or whatever he has going on. I actually like him and love him. So it would be deeper than that. Just, I feel like the same would be for the husband. If he had the opportunity to have a stay at home, whatever, then I thought he would do that.
I mean, most men do. I'm gonna not say men. A lot of men do aspire to do that, but that also comes with a certain mindset of, if I am providing you with all this, I should have a certain level of privilege that comes with that, which is the only thing we're dealing with right now. He loves her the same way she loves him. A lot of times.
Your desire, if your desire to, because at that point to me, it just feel like you're just trying to be in power, you're trying to have some type of control.
I mean, it's always a power dynamic in relationships.
I just want a little leeway.
It's always that.
It's always that. Do what I want to do. I want you to be at home.
No, you throwing another stuff.
That's what it gives off.
I know, but I just want you to deal with the ideal stuff right now, not go into the imagination of what else could be into it. We're just talking about the idea of the person feeling like you paying all the bills comes with certain privileges.
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like it comes with, if you paying all the bills, that means another female comes with that too. Or another person. Or
a lot of people do feel like that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But I mean, there is a part of society that has that. I mean, if you think about this, think about all of the like high rich people. Like you think about athletes and those people. But no, I'm saying, but I'm saying that's I'm just thinking off that basis right there. Those people who have money and be like, yeah, I pay all the bills, but hold that I have this, I should have this leeway, and that's just the thought that people have. Whether if you rich or you're not, I think that's just.
I don't even feel like that's the case, because you have couples that they're actors together. You have singers, rappers together. Both of them make hella money, and they still cheating.
You're still going off the point. We're talking.
But I'm saying, I don't feel like the money is always the.
We're not talking about the money though. We're just talking about paying the bills.
I understand. I'm saying, like, I don't feel like that comes with other people and all that stuff like that. When y'all talk about athletes or whatever, they constantly have people in their face. They constantly have stuff to do.
Well, cheating is not exclusive to athletes. You could be the brokers in the room and feel
like shit.
You right.
You the guy over there, baby. Quick.
Right.
I'm talking about just a regular average person, not an athlete or anything, or somebody a celebrity. Just a regular everyday person. Like, if they taking care of bills at home, it shouldn't be like, okay, they taking care of stuff. Now, some infidelity is somewhere in there, gray area, flirting, whatever they're doing, going on dates. Like, I don't feel like they should come with that. But do y'all feel like that comes with that? That's what y'all saying?
I was going off what Gabrielle said. That's what we're speaking on.
Like what she's saying is like that's what it comes with. You paying all the bills and taking care of home, whatever. It comes with a little I'm probably gonna be doing something on the side. Not saying I'm having sex with somebody, but I'm texting people. I may be flirting when I go here, or I'm always giving somebody a little extra. Oh, I'll buy you an outfit or something like that. Like
my personal stake was simply I'm okay. I don't feel like that's what should come with it, but I feel like in that instance, like, and this is gonna be very whatever, but because I feel
Preface
like
it.
yeah, but like as to me, like how. It's starting to stray away from that, but you know how like at one point there was kind of like gender roles. A man did this, a woman did that, right? So I felt like that's what happened in that case. She felt like, all right, I'm the woman.
I'm the man.
Yeah, I'm the man now. And so since you're as a woman, you're not doing what you're supposed like as a man, and as the woman being in that man role. All right, I feel like I have this privilege because this is something that you should be doing, quote unquote. If we're living, depending on how you look at. Gender roles and things like that. So she took that stance of like, you know what, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Yeah, that doesn't take away from me loving him and but now he's not doing that part. I feel like I'm allowed to do this. So that's my only stance. That's why I'm okay with agreeing with her part on that.
But I'm not, because you signed up for that. You signed up to be
Not necessarily.
with that guy.
No, not necessarily.
Not
necessarily, because think about this, right? Imagine if I was the breadwinner at one point, and you just happened, because I mean that acting shit is never guaranteed.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I'm the breadwinner, I'm doing X, Y, Z, and then shit flipped. You got that one role that took you off, and now you're gone. It's like, and like it's not like I'm doing shitty. I'm just not doing what you're doing.
That's why I said it. I mean, y'all saying it's not that deep. It's just y'all talking about the surface. That's why I was like, it's a mindset thing. At this point in time, she was probably. They was on the same level, and then what you just said, she took off, got that one road that took her to another level. So now she like
right. So at that point, we're speaking to the power dynamics in the place of relationship. Right now, she is literally, this is how I interpret it. She is assuming the role of a man.
A role she don't want.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's say she didn't plan on it, because you're right. She might not have planned for that, and that sounds like what she was using to justify. What she led to.
She's like, yeah.
What I'm saying is she has gone and validated what men have been saying for a very long time. Yeah. As soon as something switched and she had to play a role of a man, she hated it so much she had to go out and sleep with other men because she wasn't attracted to her husband the same way anymore.
And that's not
before she even left him.
But that's not even how it works. Like y'all talking about it.
Well, we just talking about her situation.
But it doesn't work like that because men don't approach women like that. Men don't come to a relationship expecting their woman to make more than them, make the same amount as them.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the point we're making.
Most men come in it like, oh, I actually like the girl. I want to marry her type thing. Not, oh, I like the girl. She's cool, but I'm still finna go cheat. Like,
but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the power.
What are we talking about then?
We're saying nobody goes in and planning to cheat. We're saying she's speaking to the mindset of we're in a relationship now.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I don't feel like it's the same. It's like what y'all saying with men. That it speaks on whatever men have been saying all.
But they have been saying that. They haven't been saying that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I don't feel like it's the same. Like it's the same exact topic or whatever. I don't feel like it's the same.
What's not the same? I'm saying what
it sounds great.
Huh?
I'm trying to figure out what are you talking about now because
I don't know what you mean by it's not the same.
It's not the same because
no, like, Tim, what is it? That's what I'm asking.
As far as her paying the bills and the man paying the bills,
okay.
Because she approaches it differently as a woman. She ain't come to this man
that's
or
the
whatever,
point we're making.
Saying that that's.
I'm saying she's assuming the role of a man now, so now she feels like she can act at what she thinks men be doing. That's what it sounds like.
That's what you saying.
Yeah, that's how I interpret it.
What men do is what they make more money, so they go out and cheat. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that's
not necessarily I make more money. I handle everything.
Yeah. I handle everything. I'm taking care of the bills. I'm taking care of home. I'm going out working every day, and I'm doing all this stuff. And I feel like I could cheat.
You don't think that's what a lot of men think?
I'm not saying that. I don't know what men think. I don't know. I'm not a man, but I feel like that's not what people go. Men approach things.
Hold on, you can't say I don't know what men think. I'm not a man, but then I think men approach.
No, I said men approach. I didn't say I think. I said men approach women.
But how would you know?
Because I deal with men.
Okay, so
But I'm saying as far as the cheating aspect, when it comes with oh, I'm taking care of home, I'm paying all the bills.
You don't
and I got
have
her
any
at home,
insight on
and
that?
I feel like, oh, I'm gonna go out and cheat. No, I don't feel like people go into everything thinking they're gonna cheat. No, I don't feel like that.
That's not what I asked you though.
Just because they're taking care of home, I don't feel like they're gonna.
I said, do you think men feel like that? I wasn't asking what you think. Do you think?
I said no.
You don't think men feel like that?
I don't feel like men feel like, oh, I'm gonna take care of home and pay all the bills, go out and work, but I'm gonna go out and do my own thing.
Okay. Do you think that's the common mindset of men?
Occasionally, sometimes.
Okay. I would agree. I think that's a pretty
Okay.
regular mindset.
Well, thanks for informing me.
And man, I think
It's not all of us. I'm just
It's
saying
not
like,
all,
we
but I
don't
think-
just go into that.
yeah, I think it's a regular thing which I think that's why it's been so many topics about the shit, and that's why they start bringing up kings and queens in Africa having 5, 6 wives, the animal kingdom, polygamy, all that. They start talking about all that type of shit. Then you start talking about the NBA people having 4, 5, 6 baby mamas, and they get to see whenever they want. Then you just show up the Derrick Rose shit. He had his wife and his baby mom in same pajamas and Christmas, all that type of shit.
Yeah, that's some player shit right there.
You thought that was a play?
I was like, yo, that's cool, man. He getting them to get along, man. That's
I-
all I respect that.
But that's what we kind of talking to, like the power dynamic.
Yeah, I'm
at
like,
play
hey,
type shit.
y'all gonna get along for these kids, baby. y'all gonna get the fuck along, and I pay for this. Whoa. Oh, well, that's the point right there. I done paid for all of this shit. You gonna accept this shit?
I don't feel like that.
No, I mean,
No, we just speaking to.
I mean, having
what-
them in the same pajamas. That's where I was at with it. You got your baby mother and your wife in the same
that's-
pajamas. That's kind of, you know. I was like, all right, I respect it.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you gonna be.
No, we're not doing the pajama thing, but if that's
I mean, if y'all like, it's one thing to
That's
blend
your
the family,
baby
but you know,
mama.
like y'all gonna be in the same pajamas.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's kind of ill though. I was like, all right, I respect it. Don't. But that's it.
Don't call it, man. We see what Stevie J was trying to pull off on Love and Hip Hop, man. Had them in therapy together. His 2 queens. Then gave him 2 rings on the same day. All kind of shit. Like, yeah, I do think that's a common mindset that a lot of men who are used to having power and used to taking care of things approach their situations with, for sure. But like you said, it might be different for the regular person. But when you use an example as athletes and all these people, I definitely think that's how they approach.
I think they feel like sometimes like that might just come with the territory.
Yeah,
like
basically.
when you are, like you said, in a power situation, that just kind of comes with territory. You are the best woman to be my wife.
Yeah.
But you ain't got all of that. I need to do some of this other shit over here, man, because she get that. Yeah.
She was just talking about loving basketball. His fucking son couldn't believe his dad was living like that.
I haven't seen.
You never seen Love and Basketball?
No, I have, but I haven't seen Love and Basketball in about 8 years.
He was an NBA player, and he was cheating on his wife all them years. His son didn't find out till he was in like college, and he decided, yeah, cheating on his mom. And his mom was throwing the shit at him. I don't give a fuck about these diamonds. Hit him at the top of his head.
Hey, listen, man, you know.
But what happened with the Javante Davis shit? So?
Oh, so I mean, I gotta pull it up again, but pretty much I'm not gonna say his wife, but the girl,
The baby mom?
baby mother, yeah, called the cops on him, saying that he put the hands on her, boxed her up, and then she doubled down and she actually had to double back and pretty much say like, no, he never put his hands on me, and lied pretty much about the domestic violence, and he got arrested for it. And my thing is like, there's a lot of cases where, unfortunately, that like women will lie and say like, hey, he raped me, hey, he did this and this, and then come back later on, oh no, that didn't happen, and suffer no consequences.
What's the so you saying there should be consequences?
There should be, because like, if I mean, think about what you said earlier, Jussie
Smollett,
yeah, he lied about something happening to him, may or may not have changed somebody else's life, and they find out that he lied.
Yeah.
What happened to him? And now he has to serve some time, or
He's in
blah,
jail,
blah,
yeah.
He's in jail. I feel like that should be across the board for everybody, because if I get you arrested for something I didn't do, for something you didn't do,
Right.
that changes my trajectory of life. Like, you think about all of these athletes that've gotten like, who was destined to do something, you get called for rape, and then your life is down the drain, and then you come back out and like, oh yeah, it didn't happen, you're free. My life ain't never gonna be the same.
Okay, so that leads me to another question. Number 2, what should the punishment be? And well, 1, what should the punishment be for these liars? And 2, your life never being the same, is that more about me saying a lot, or is that more about how people treat the alleged abusers of these situations? So if you get proven innocent and your life still doesn't change, is that about me, or is that about how society treats people that are accused of these things?
I mean, of course, it's about how society treats people.
Right.
Of course, it's always gonna be. Your name is always gonna have that like asterisk by it, and they're gonna look at you funny. But I feel like, the consequence. I feel like whatever consequence I was gonna serve, you should serve out that consequence.
What?
Yeah, you fucking right. If you if we're out right now, right, and somebody gets shot and you lie on me and say I shot that person, and now I spend 10 years in jail, and you come back, oh no, it was really you. I mean, not you who did it, but you lied and said that, and after I spent 10 years, you should spend that 10 years in jail now.
So you think? Well, let me ask you: is it more common to lie, or is it more common to shoot people?
Well, I mean, in this day and age, I don't know. it's a little iffy.
I think we can expect at least 3 or 4 lives per person per day. I'm not sure it's
per hour
per hour type shit. So you think lying is just as bad or severe as shooting someone?
To an extent. No, bro.
I feel like
Is this
you do to protect yourself.
But again,
I'm allowed to protect myself. If I come
I think it's some reasonable,
and it's big old huge, just say from a white girl or something, this big old huge black man in my room, and my father and my mom walk in there, and they see him, oh, he broke in. I don't know who this is.
That's a bad
now
situation.
He going to jail because he broke in and they think he's finna rob the place, but which you done let him through the window.
Yeah.
Like.
And you don't think that?
No, I do. That's why I think that is a bad thing to do.
To protect yourself, because you think.
No, I get your point. I 100% agree with your point. I think people lie in different scenarios for different reasons that may be a little bit more reasonable than the person actually than the offense that may be accused. So
I mean, so like when somebody, when a girl, is trying to get the athlete, and they have sex, and then now he don't want her or whatever, and she yell rape. And everything is gone for him now, and he done spent however long in jail. Do you feel like she should suffer any consequences?
What's the consequence? Give me a consequence that I should be.
You go serve time in jail, bitch.
What if he didn't serve time? What if he just lost all his endorsements and scholarships and whatever?
Now I need her to pay me back.
So I got a question.
Because a lot of
but you can't put a number on it. That's a lawsuit at that point. So we'll have to come to a number.
A settlement, yeah, it's gonna be a large settlement too, bitch. Now if you can't pay it, go to jail.
Okay.
So what if like the whole Javante Davis thing? She was actually telling the truth, but his people came in her and was like, "You need to retract your statement because he got a fight coming up." And if he go down, you ain't getting no more money. A lot of stuff, he could lose all this stuff because
if he hit her, send that man to jail. Yeah. Send that man under the jail.
But he just talking about if she admitted to lying.
I'm saying, what if she was telling the truth at the time?
We'll say it would be treated as like a regular domestic violence thing.
Yeah, send that man to jail. But the fact that she went back and retracted the statement.
Because what if his team told her to?
I mean, hey, there's a lot of what ifs. I know what she did do. She went back and retracted that statement.
Yeah, and she was come out as a liar, as lying on domestic violence. So, what consequences did he face, though? What repercussions did he face?
He got arrested.
Okay, for one night, and he went on and fight and got his goddamn purse.
He did.
So what you mean?
Hey, she should be arrested.
What?
In jail. Suffer same consequences. I feel like there should be consequences out there.
I know, but you got to be more specific than just saying consequences.
Whatever consequence I suffer, you suffer.
That's a little unreasonable.
What, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, because it's not the same thing.
Why?
Doing something and being lied on about doing something is not the same thing.
You listen right now, right?
Do you think raping somebody and lying that person rapist is the same amount of damage?
Hold on, what?
If this person gets raped and this person gets lied on about raping that person, who do you think suffers the more consequences? The person that got lied on or the person that got raped?
Well, I mean, are they the same thing? Like you said this person gets raped.
Right. I mean, every example you use, they wasn't in the same thing. She's not Javante Davis. She don't got nothing to lose like he do. So what you mean?
That's even more reason why she should suffer like even more of a consequence.
What sense does that make?
He got more to lose.
So why would she suffer more consequences than him?
Because he has more to lose.
So it's
All right, maybe I'm wrong on that one. Maybe I'm wrong on that
why
one.
would she suffer more consequences if she ain't got shit to lose? He got everything to lose. Why would it be equal?
Why
What's
would
that
it not?
boxer that got
Stop
accused
it, bro.
of,
Stop it.
rape and he served time
Uh,
that we watched the Hulu thing?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and
But-
she suffered a lot for accusing
For
her.
telling the truth.
And she was telling the truth. Her life was
Yeah, because now
She
you're
didn't
talking
even
about a
be the
power
same
dynamic.
person.
Why?
So I just feel like it depends on your power.
Hey, I am talking about lying on people.
What I'm saying is Javante is worth 100 million, whatever he is. This girl is only a notable in the public figure because of Javante. If he suffers consequences, it's going to be a lot more dire for him than it would be for her. Why would it be equal because she lied on him?
Okay, let me ask you a question. So do you not feel like somebody should suffer the consequences? For
No, I
lying?
want you to answer. You said it should be the same consequence as he would have.
Yeah, that's keep it equal. If I spend a day in jail, you spend a day in jail. If I spend 5 years in jail, you spend 5 years in
It
jail.
wasn't equal from the jump, though.
Why is it not?
It wasn't equal from the jump. It's Javante Davis.
She didn't put in that work. She
Yeah.
ended up the dating the dude.
Exactly. It's not equal from the jump.
Oh, so
This person is valued much more in society than she is. Why would it be equal? It's already
I
unfair.
can get more money from
Exactly.
Javante and ruin his life more than hers.
all right. So do you think there's consequences? Do you think there should be any consequences for this?
I mean, it depends on what you consider a consequence. I would have to look at what you consider.
Okay, no. With this situation right now, right?
Jail time, fines.
I mean, regardless, should there be a consequence? Like with this situation right now, with Javante Davis, right? What do you feel like she should suffer any consequences?
Being broken up with. Motherfucker, nothing happened to him.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, cut her the fuck off.
All right,
Get
so
out of here.
okay, let me say this.
Yeah. I mean, you can cut her off.
Yeah, you
that
definitely
could be a consequence itself. You don't get no more child support.
And
Or-
You
and
let the child be
I can take
affected.
full custody of my child from
Yeah.
that point forward.
No, how would you fight that?
how would you not?
I'm saying that would be a
You're a fighter. You're aggressive. No.
we're saying if the consequences and she found out to be lying, the consequence would be I get my son. You don't get no money from me ever again because you lied.
All right, so let me ask this: if somebody accuses you, say rape, right, and you go spend 5 years in jail, it comes out as a lie. What do you think that person that accused you, that lied on you,
Who is this person? Is this a person of power? Is this person that's equal to me? What is the
a
situation?
person equal to you,
Should they get 5 years too? Probably. Yeah.
but then a person of power? No, I'm talking about your point of view. Do you feel just because if they're in power, you feel like they shouldn't get that time?
I feel like it can't be. It's like cooks. Equal is different from fair, right? Okay, if she's making food for dinner for us, why would we eat the same amount of food? I'm bigger than her. I eat more than her. That would be equal, but it wouldn't make sense, correct? If I have a child, they're not going to eat 17 chicken wings like I would.
It's possible.
That's equal, but it's not. It doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm saying. You got to include the context of that character. That's why they have character witness come on the stand and all that shit too, because it could be a reputation thing, and they're getting the
So
shorter
if
end
a
of the
person
stick.
accused you of rape and lied about it, but they're in power, what do you feel should happen to them? And you spent 5 years in jail, and then what's the next consequence? What do you think the consequences for them should be?
They might not need to go to jail. I might need all the fucking money that I lost in the last 5 years. That might make more sense to me.
Okay,
See what I'm saying?
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, they might need to.
And no, I still want you to spend jail time. If I go to jail, you go to jail too.
Any other thoughts? We got some insight back there.
Hey, you.
We got some insight back there.
I definitely understand what you're saying with the equality part. It's really more so, like you're saying, I think, I'm not sure if it's the right word, but equity.
Equity, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fairness, yeah.
Because if everybody's on the same, the cartoon, everybody on the same box.
Yeah.
Same
So,
size
yeah.
box, but I still can't
See,
see it.
yeah,
Everything
okay.
appealing. Versus, I think that's where you come with the value. Shit, you spend 5 years, and you damn what you're doing. You should spend the same time. Because you've been out here able to live your life for those 5 years to build wealth, do whatever you had to do. So I don't think status plays a part in that particular situation. If that makes sense.
Only reason I disagree is because what if I can't get that 5 years back? You going to jail for 5 years is going to do nothing to put me in a position I was prior to that.
Well, I want one or two.
I'm just saying you got to pick one. You know
Oh,
what I'm
no,
saying? It
fuck
can't
that.
be a whole thing.
We need to find
I'm saying
jail
check
time.
this out. If I had a choice, I did 5 years in prison, cool. I'm what they call it, acquitted of all this shit. I get proven innocent. I got a choice. I need $5 million. Then I don't care about you going to jail.
$50 million.
You may need to lose your position, but give me that money. I can't get the time back regardless. I don't give a damn they seen jail for life. I can't get my 5 years back.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me my money.
You'd rather get the money plus the interest that you possibly could have made.
Absolutely.
Versus them just.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want the money, interest, and I want you to go to jail.
Huh?
I said I want the money, the interest, and I want you to go to jail still. If I went to jail, to me that's like the huge thing. Like it's one thing for me to like lose some shit, lose money, but I'm still out here and trying to build something. Then like whatever. But if I have to go and spend time of those 5 years I can't get back,
That's my point.
I need you to also feel that part as a consequence.
I mean, what if them losing $5 million is even worse than them going to jail?
No. That's why I said I want that money too, but I want you to go to jail as well.
Because
I just really suffer. So suffer with your pockets. I want to find it in that way, not the jail. I would say jail.
I'm finna say I want something that 5 years.
Well, value.
I need that value equal.
Yeah.
That $5 million may mean way more to them
Yeah.
than it does me doing 5 years. So I need it to be equal type shit. I need you to suffer. I need you to lose all your teams. You don't get to sell them. Somebody gets to take over. You don't get no money from that transaction. I need you to suffer. I need you to bankrupt, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
But you going to jail?
No. I mean, I'm good with all of that plus the jail time.
It's not no plus. What I'm saying, you have to choose.
I'm not choosing not near one. I'm choosing both.
So you rather get half of whatever you would earn or whatever just to send them to jail?
That to me, that's like the point of going to jail is like I think it changes you. Cause like to me,
because all jails are not built the same.
I'm not going to jail in Sweden.
That's my point. You don't. Have you ever seen Narcos? Have you seen what Pablo jail looked like? He built his shit from the ground up.
But I'm not. But that's if I'm in the position of Pablo. Like I'm not in that position.
What I'm saying is you can't determine if your 5 years is going to be the same 5 years as theirs.
But I mean,
it could be the sweetest shit ever. They might be halfway housing, having TVs, all that shit. You might have been in the hole for 5 years. It's never going to be the same.
Very true. But then they still suffer because to me like this, right? If somebody has money, right, and they lose that, they might still have that ability to go back and get that money again. Rather than so now once you lose that money and you're going away, you don't have that ability to go get that money again. So I don't want you to be able to. I don't need you to recoup from that because think about like for instance like billionaires who like you said lose your team I still have connections. So if I don't go away and do anything, I still have this connection to start building back up now.
What I'm saying is I need it equal. So me losing 5 years doesn't mean I don't have any life left. So I still have something too. We both are still always going to have something. I can't take away everything from them. They didn't take everything away from me. It's never going to be. If that's the case, it's an eye for an eye, life for a life type shit. You can never make it exactly equal. I can make it as fair as possible. Yeah, they still going to have connections. I still have 45 years of life left.
You hope you do.
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, if that's the case, you can't put a value on 5 years because I could have died in year 2 if I was free. If you want to measure it like that.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I want. If I go to jail, I want you to go to jail. I need you to go to the worst jail.
I really don't give a fuck about what the other person does. I need what's going to bring my life more value.
Yeah.
That's what I would want.
If I spend 5 years, I need $50 million.
Or I could do like shit. Okay, cool. You sent me to jail. You're a liar. Okay, cool. Your career for the next 5 years is making sure everybody else gets free. But since you lying on somebody, I need this shit to make sense.
Okay, I get that. I respect that.
Like eye for an eye is like the oldest shit. That shit is not. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I scratch your back, scratch my back.
Nah, it don't work like that. I don't need you to stretch my back type shit. That's like saying if I'm dating a fucking chef and she said, well, I want you to cook just so much I cook. What sense does that make? What sense does that
Her day
make?
job is always cooking, so now she wants you to cook at home.
No. Stop.
Damn, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm saying, bro, you gotta put stuff into perspective. It's not always like
my perspective is a little skewed. My out for self.
Whatever, man.
Speaking of Javante Davis, he had that fight the other day.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Last night.
And your boy Meek Mill was in the crowd.
Shout out Meek Mill.
And I heard they got a little squabble.
Yeah.
And next thing, we talked about it before. Alcohol was involved.
Oh yeah. we gotta talk about how a lot of people, they tried to make weed the real evil villain for all them years, them commercials, motherfuckers sinking in the couch, and all that shit.
I'm actually okay with singing in the couch now.
What I'm saying is, alcohol gets promoted at all these sporting events. We see when they in the crowd throwing hands and screaming at each other over something that has no impact over their life, unless they made a bad assumption. I understand. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But now you
bitch,
really
fuck
upset.
you.
But you getting drunk. We talking about drunk driving. We talk about deaths. We talking about people getting killed by drunk driving. All this shit. Alcohol might be the one thing that's the most easily accessible and has caused more harm in this damn country. And it was shit. I don't even know how much severe an open drug can be used in alcohol. We just heard a leak call between Tory Lanez talking about the reason he shot her is because he was drunk. If some shit gonna make you shoot a woman, I would think you would stay away from that.
I would assume so.
You know what I mean?
I would assume so.
So I mean, but y'all let you.
I mean, I completely agree with that. I feel like, first of all, I feel like as adults, you can't be blaming you can't be blaming alcohol on your terrible behavior. Like if you know what type of person you are when you drink, you shouldn't drink. I don't care. Don't limit it. No, you just shouldn't do it. I mean, the same thing like with the Dana White situation where they said like alcohol was involved.
Slapped up his wife.
Yeah, like you shouldn't drink. If you're not gonna be able to handle or get yourself to a point where it's like, oh hey, this might go too far. Let me chill. You can't. I feel like it shouldn't be allowed.
Should we be drinking alcohol? That's what I want to ask. Should we be drinking alcohol, Don?
No. Girl's heart is even on it.
Should we be drinking Jordan? Should we be drinking alcohol?
Should we? Should.
I think there's other ways to get that type of feeling.
Yeah.
That's healthier. Definitely does a lot of damage with the brain and stuff like that.
Brain, your liver, your
All
heart.
kind of shit. So it's like, nah, but you can't really tell people what to do. Just show them the information and make a decision. But nah, just answer the question.
Hey, man, bring that, man. Legalize weed, man. Tired of hiding that shit.
That would be more safe if
Uh-huh.
you smoke it the safer way. The better way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say just smoking the actual grass, not wrapping it in tobacco, doing all that stuff, then actually drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol, you really can't comprehend, you can't stand up, you throwing up, you sick.
I don't hear many people getting to
You
know
don't
high.
get it.
It don't be high drivers that be killing people.
Let me ask this. With it being government regulated though,
Right.
do y'all think it's more safe?
See,
That's actually where I was going. Like, I was going to say, is it really a matter of the substance itself, or how it is marketed and regulated? Promoted, marketed, and regulated. So,
that's why you still gotta get your weed from the people on the side.
because there was a time when tobacco cigarettes was like the most marketed, promoted, leisurely used thing in the world.
People
So
be in the club just smoking a cigarette, go outside every 10 minutes to smoke a cigarette.
doctor walking, putting on
Yeah, I'm like, that shit is disgusting, bro. I hate cigarettes.
yeah, so
But yeah, it was. You saw so many commercials of cigarettes, Marlboro, Newports.
yeah. So I don't know if we would be like, because it's always a this or that thing. We're in such a double-sided coin situation where it's always you got to choose one. I don't know if replacing alcohol with weed would make things more safe, because now we already seen the level of overdoses and
They put fentanyl and everything. That's crazy. You got to be
That's
careful
what I'm
about that.
saying.
No, that's not weed. We're
But
just talking about pure weed, not.
But
You have people that put roofies and stuff in alcohol and all that stuff all the time. So
But that's kind of the point. You can't just account for the substance itself, though. You also have to account with everything it comes with.
Yeah, because with government being issued, there ain't no telling what the government gonna put inside that weed. It's not just it's gonna be grown in the lab, and then something may be wrong with it, and you smoking, now you die.
Or the local dope dealer. Because now
Yeah.
they think about supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
Government, if they regulate, that's big business.
Yeah.
So now we can get it for less cheaper and we can sell it cheaper. So now you got the street person saying, all right, we got the same shit, but ain't nobody coming to me because my price is too high.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to just put some extra shit in it.
Yeah.
To make it more impact.
Right.
Now you got fentanyl,
Crack cocaine
all
epidemic,
kinds of shit.
goddammit.
Yeah.
True.
So that is true. You do gotta weigh the pros and cons of each.
The weed game they have increased their prices, and it's like, Come on, guys. Y'all gotta chill with that shit, man.
A
Inflation on everything.
street insider.
Damn, man. It's just like haircuts, man. It went from $10 to $35, $50. Same thing. You can't even get a gram for $10 no more, man. What happened?
I do think it's interesting, though. I do think alcohol is so synonymous with being an adult. It's almost like it's
everybody
uncommon.
Can't wait till I'm
like,
21.
Every movie you watch, I need a drink. I'm stressed. Oh, I'm tired. I need a drink.
Wine every night.
Right. You go to a celebration. You cannot go to a celebration and not be alcohol involved.
Oh, it has to be. You either champagne toast, you taking shots. You got to do whatever. It has to have alcohol in it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We gotta start thinking about these reasons why they giving us all this damn alcohol. If we know how we seen how it make our friends act, seen how it make our family act. See how I make you act.
Whoa, I go to sleep, motherfucker. I don't act too bad on alcohol. Just get a little hot. Start sweating and shit.
That's a wrap.